Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing setup and demo of the Lowe's conveyor belt elf. I'm just covering the shipping label thing right there. So I have the present elf. Just finished building him, and now I'm going to build this one. This one is very cool and unique. It's got the, conveyor belt. And it's just so cool. So, there's a lot more to this one than the other elf, but I could see why. So there's tons of cardboard. That's the first thing I'm seeing in here. And a pretty big base. Also a pretty heavy one. Like, why is that? I guess, again, the huge base makes sense. But that's really big, especially compared to, like, the little, normal, thin metal base. And then there's just huge, square metal base. God, what? That's huge. So here is one present. Here is another present. Seems like there's just like a ton of presents. Here's another present. And another one. And another present. And another present. And you guessed it, another present. So there's, in this bag, there's some clothing, and in the hands, I'm gonna leave that all in there, looks like the shirt is already attached to the hands in this whole thing, so that's really interesting. I'm going to leave it in the bag so it doesn't get dirty because there's a ton of dead grass and stuff in this area. Here is her head. And it's definitely similar to this one's. Here's this thing. This is like, oh, it's the present sack. That's cool. I was wondering what that was. And this thing says it has like 40-some lights, 46 lights. So I'm wondering if this is like a mix of like a wireframe and an animatronic or something like that. Here's a boot. Hold up, let me get it out of the bag. I'm gonna try to set my phone down if it doesn't fall. I'll just set it in the grass. Okay, sorry about that. That took a minute. Here it is. It's this red and white part is way longer than the elves' red and white part. It goes up to like just there. Certainly interesting. Here's the other boot. It's the exact same. Here is the mechanism pole, it looks like. So, it's cool. Here is, I think, the hat. Here is some sort of fabric. I think it's like snow. This looks to be the whole outside of the conveyor belt thing. This looks to be the actual conveyor belt. And then, oh, it's got like 2 bases. that's really interesting. Here is the torso frame, though. And then here's that weird, like, second base, which I think literally attaches to this one here. My God, that's gonna be a huge base. And then here's some framing, and it does indeed have lights, so that's cool. Here is this whole weird pole. My God, there's so many more pieces to this one. So, this is like, there's a control box and another mechanism. I think this is what controls the conveyor belt. So, let me get this cardboard off. Okay, there's that. I am definitely going to want to use the instructions for this. Look at all those parts. It's literally a whole page. So, it says to take the poles B and B. I didn't notice any just like normal poles. Unless there's still more in the box. There's stakes and, oh, I bet they're in here. That's gonna be all of our poles, it looks like. So, let me get these out of their box. One second. That had a lot of poles, to say the least. So I need to find B. So, these two, okay. Oh, there's 4 B poles, I guess. And then I think I said to put them on here, these inside bits. But let me go confirm that. Yes, it does indeed look like it. Actually, though, they're gonna go on the front. And the front has these Velcros and the fork hook connector and stuff. So like that. Ow. And then put the C poles in that back area. Okay, so these ones are C. They're quite a bit longer. And then they're just gonna snap lock too. And then this should be where we start to see the what? Why can I not remember the whatever? Oh my God, dude, the my brain is genuinely so fried. Then it says to take the D poles and put them on all the edges, it looks like. Okay, now these front ones. So just like that. And then it says to take F, which I think is the track, and slide it onto E. So the thing with the control box. So let me get that. Okay, so that's on there. And it was all types of weird. Now it says to put G through the other end of that, which I think G is this. If I can even, yeah. So we're gonna put that through the other end, and then this is gonna go. So you can get a look at the instructions. The back side with the control box is gonna go on the C poles, and then the shorter side is gonna go on the B poles. So let me get this. Okay, so it should look like this, and this G pole was very greasy for some reason. But it looks pretty cool. So now the next step is there's the instructions. God, stop it. Annoying instructions. So now it says to put all of the presents labeled H on there, which I'm gonna assume is all of the presents. Look at that. Okay, that one's labeled W. So all of the smaller ones, like this size, labeled H. Or I guess just any of them labeled H. So I'm gonna start a pile here. The ones that are labeled H. So just pretty much all the smaller ones. I think that's all of them. So now we're gonna go put that on the Velcros on the track. Okay, every single one of those is Velcroed on. Now it says, why do my instructions keep folding on themselves? To put more D poles on. Let's see. All of the. So look, there should be 3 D poles left, right? These ones. And then we're gonna put them on this corner. So let me. So one of them on this corner. One of them on this corner. And then, so you don't want to put one on this front right corner. So, and one on the back left corner. And then it says you're going to want to take the I pole. Which I think this is I. Does it even have a sticker? I don't think so, but pretty sure this is I. Let me go make sure that no other poles or anything are labeled I. But I don't think they'd be. I'm just gonna, cause look, it shows, instructions. I keep folding, dude. It's so annoying. Yeah, so that pole is gonna go on that corner. So we're just gonna snap lock that in there. And then that'll be good. Now it says to put J and K on the top. So one of these is gonna be J. I know for a fact. And they should have wires, which are apparently both red. So I think J is gonna go on the back. So, like that. And then it says to put this one on the front. And the way you can tell the difference, you see this thing, that barrel? That little thing is going to go in that barrel. So, the one with the, like, pin, pretty much, it should be the front. And then the one without the pin should be the back. If that makes any sense at all. That'll also kind of prevent this pole from turning too much. So it should go like that. And then this side will just, like that. So now this can't really turn much, which is good because that's the mechanism pole. There's no wire on this end. I don't think. I don't know why I didn't take this foam off before, but oh well. I'll take that off in a second. Now it says to put the fabric over, I think. Okay, this is so confusing. Okay, so I guess it's just Velcros, and then you're gonna want to put that fabric over. So let me get that. Okay, it's kind of all flopping down because you need to get the roof structure on so this thing can stay up a bit better. Oh, and I need to go connect the motion sensor wire too. And also, I connected this wire. And there's a few more wires to go connect, like the lights and stuff. But let's see what it says next. Now it says to put the roof frame on. So it's got, I think somewhere, if they're not on here, they should be in a bag somewhere. It's gonna have some cotter pins, and you're gonna want to attach them through that, and this unfolds. So let me just get this whole thing real fast. Okay, so the whole roof is on, and all the wires are connected and everything. Let's see. Instructions say to. Let me see. Now they. Oh, I gotta go to the next page. Yeah, I cut my thumb on something. I ripped off a bit of skin. Now it says to put the snow over the roof, and then it's got more Velcro, so let me get that. Okay, that's on there. It's really loose in some areas, and then super tight in others. It's super weird. But, like, I can't even pull it to this corner. It's so weird. But it has a lot, and I mean a lot of Velcros you need to go and, connect all those. But now this whole thing is done. So now we can start building the actual elf. So I'm going to just try to scoot this thing over a bit if it's not too heavy. Which I don't think it should be. It's mostly metal frame. It's just being all stubborn right now for some reason. So the fork hook is back here. And then that will just attach the elf base. Let me put that Velcro back on. Okay, and then now it's saying to put the leg poles on. Okay, and now it's saying to put these shoes on. So, let me get these. Okay, just like that. And now it says to put on the torso frame, and then the arms with the like shirt, I guess. And it doesn't have arm connectors, by the way, so very interesting. Which, I mean, I guess it doesn't need to have any, but okay, this snap lock isn't going through, but I think it'll be fine. So now I am going to take the arms and attach this thing to that. So let me get that. Okay, so there that is, and she doesn't have arms, it's just a bit of foam. So we're almost done. I do not think I need the instructions at this point. Now we're just gonna put her head on. So let me get this. Let's see, just 1 second. Let me get this lined up. Okay, so that's all good. The hat is on, and so is the head. This Velcro's a bit wonky there, but that's fine. So now the whole elf is done, but we're still not done. This thing has got so much to it. Now we still have the present sack, which we've got to Velcro down here onto the, or not Velcro, I mean fork hook down there on the base. So that'll just slide in, and then we have some more presents we need to put in. These two. So one there. It doesn't matter which ones you put where, but they just Velcro on, and the other one right there. And that's supposed to give the illusion that, it's supposed to give the illusion that there's like a whole present full of bags. But yeah, this thing is pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to its demo now, get the adapter plugged in, and yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go with the demo. This one is so cool. I really like that elf too, but this one is just so unique with the conveyor belt. You really get the illusion if you're standing further back. So, yeah, this is really cool, and it's got tons of lights here and stuff, like in the top, so. I've noticed on these elves, the sensors are not the best. Motion sensors. Let me do one thing real fast. I can't. Okay, so I'm not gonna do all the songs anyways. I'll try to get as many as I can, you know, by going and setting it off. But it's definitely very cool. Okay, well, maybe that's all I can do, because this thing is just not going off. It's very cool, though. There it goes. So yeah, that's very cool. I'm just gonna get those 2 songs unless it goes off while I'm talking. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.